TSX Motorsports doing our next video, and it's about this toe. You can see it in there? Is it grossing you out? Should be. Freaks me out. So I just got to tell you guys a quick story about the toe, and then I'll make it really easy for you if you want to see the gruesome pictures of it or not. So first, it's just a quick story, so this will be a short one. Basically, I've got the Civic ready in the trailer, in the storage, and I got Jeanette Negri meeting me there, which was super handy because I ended up really needing her help pretty bad. So, running behind, she's going to co-drive the Civic with me for the weekend anyway at Pueblo. She was going to run in DE, I was going to run it in TT6, and I was also going to instruct. So I'm running behind, I'm up in Denver, I get all the way down there, I run all these errands, I'm getting parts, I'm picking up wheels, I'm picking up radiators, and I had to pick up a radiator for the Civic too. So I'm doing all this crazy stuff, and Scotty even offered to bring the radiator. Scotty from Flatirons offered to bring the radiator down for me, so I didn't have to bring it. And I was like, nope, it's all good, man, and I'm getting there too. And so Ben Counsel's holding me in the one power spot. He's trying to do a solid, but there's also like drag racing going on there at night and all kinds of crazy shit happening at the same time. So he was trying his best to hold the spot. So basically, I was in a rush. I was rushing down there to try and get to the spot, and I eventually get down to pick up the trailer, and Jeanette meets me there. So I don't know if you guys can see it, probably not, but there's this really gruesome little spot there on my flip-flop. Yeah, you see that. That's pretty gross. That's where the thing. These are the flip-flops I was wearing when I went and picked that trailer up. My mom's gonna cringe when she sees I'm wearing flip-flops right now. Ah! Anyway, this is about 2 weeks ago. So, get there at about 8:30 to pick the trailer up. Jeanette's helping me spot it back, just because it's a pain in the ass to hop in and out and in and out and in and out of the RV. And it's got a backup camera, but it's not really lined up very well. And it's like from 1993, to say the least. So, backing this thing up, I'm definitely kind of in a rush. I get it lined up. I lower the trailer, and keep in mind this trailer's got a car. It's probably like 14,000 pounds or so. And I'm getting all the bars and everything lined up for the equalizer hitch. And then I start to put my chains on. So I put my chains on the equalizer hitch. I get the bar, I put the bar in, and I start to pull the bar up, but I had my fingers. There's a lot of things I should have done. One, not be wearing flip-flops. Two, I don't have a fucking job, so I don't need to be rushing around freaking out about whether I'm going to get a place at 10:30 or 11. And three, I picked this thing up. Let me see if I can kind of simulate it with this hammer here. I picked this thing up where, I'm pulling it down. I got it's kind of in my hand like this. Well, there's a ton of tension on that bar. And so this is basically this is the thing that you're basically put this bar in, and you're pulling it up, and you're actually lifting that equalizer hitch up. There's a lot of force on it. Those bars are rated to 1,200 pounds a piece. These tension bars, these tension arms. So I'm trying to do it all in one pull. So I drop my 3 links on, I do it in one pull, and kind of the way I had it in my hand, I mean, there's a lot of force there, And I'm reaching around, it's kind of awkward for the pen to lock it in, and it slipped out of my hand. And it doesn't just fall off. No, the radius, the big trailing bar, pulls it down, and that thing hits my toe. And Jeanette's around the front of the truck, around the front of the RV, and the engine's running, so it's really loud. And I realized I fucked up. I'm like, oh shit, I screwed up. So I reach down, and I'm grabbing my foot, kind of holding my foot, and I call Jeanette over. So she comes over, and I was like, I need a Band-Aid. She's like, what? I was like, I really fucked up bad. I need a Band-Aid, which is totally ridiculous because this was beyond a Band-Aid. And I didn't have one. Stupid me, the first aid kit that I had set out to put in the trailer is sitting over in the pile over there. So I say, okay, I don't have any Band-Aids. So go into the RV and get a paper towel and get some masking tape. So while she's in there getting the masking tape and stuff, I'm holding my foot. And just before she wraps it up, I see that she has her phone in her pocket. And I was like, wait. Grab, let's take a picture really fast. So she pulls her camera phone out, she gets a good picture of it, and I got the picture of it so I could send it to my mom. Now, my mom's a registered nurse. She's been, I think she's been a nurse for 17 or 18 years now. Worked in the emergency department, worked in ICU, worked all over the place. Right now, she works like a big badass cardiac hospital in Lexington, Kentucky. So Jeanette snaps me a picture, and this is at 8:30 our time, like Mountain Time, so like 10:30, Eastern Standard Time where my mom lives. So she snaps a picture of it, put a bunch of, I'm just cringing just thinking about it, but put paper towels on it and fucking wrap my toe up with masking tape, just like green masking tape. So I hobble my limp little ass, and the trailer is still half connected to the RV. So I hop my ass to the RV, climb into the RV, sit down. I'm feeling really dizzy. I asked Jeanette to get me some water, so she gets me some water, and she sends me the picture. When she sends me the picture, I send it to my mom. Now, why would you send the picture to your mom even though she's a nurse? Go to the hospital, right? Well, let me show you the picture. So here's what we're gonna do. If you fast forward on YouTube, it's 15 seconds. So I'm gonna count into 5, and then for 5 seconds, it's gonna show some pictures, and then count down. So from 5 to 10 is going to be a picture of the toe, and then 10 to 15 is going to be empty. So if you want to fast forward through this part so you don't see how gross it is, by all means do it. So I'll just count it down in Mississippis. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi. All right, welcome back if you didn't want to see the toe. So now that you kind of have an idea of how mangled the toe is and the moment, you're thinking to yourself, why would you call your mom, who's all 1,200, 1,300 miles away, when you probably should go to the hospital? The only thing I could think of when this happened was that there goes the race car life. I've been trying to do this thing. I'm only 2 or 3 weeks into living in an RV, towing around a trailer, and trying to do events. And just like that, a hospital visit for like a broken or mangled foot or toe could take all that away. Damage like big, really fucking my toe up could put me out for who knows how long. So I didn't know the severity of it. I don't have health insurance, and I didn't at the time. It was only 2 weeks ago, but I didn't at the time either. So my mom and I have talked about this before in the past. It's always used to be the joke with us that if I ever broke my arm, hurt myself, to put me in a plane and fly me to Kentucky and then have my mom take care of me. It'd be cheaper than going to the hospital. But now, here we are, with having health insurance for probably 30 some years of my life. Here I am actually having to do it without health insurance. So I call my mom, and I'm not necessarily panic or in shock. I'm trying to maintain my composure. I don't like to see blood. I certainly don't like to see a piece of my toe that looks like it's been blown off. But call my mom. I tell her, hey, I just sent you a picture. She's in a pretty good mood. She's like, hey, buddy boy, how's it going? I'm like, I sent you a picture. It's really important you look at it. I was like, okay, it's coming through. It's coming through. I was like, I really fucked up really bad, and I really need to know how serious this is and what we can do about it. She's like, okay. It's coming through. Picture's coming through. She's like, oh. I was like, I don't have health insurance. Do I have to go to the hospital? And she's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. So Jeanette was still there with me. She's like, you need to get this bentadine, which is basically just modern iodine. Get the bentadine, do this, soak your foot 3 times a day, do that, wrap it, put Neosport or a triple antibiotic on it, do this, so, step by step, what I was going to do right then and there. Asked me what my tetanus shot was. I'm pretty sure my tetanus shot was in 2003 or 2004. So go and get a tetanus shot on Monday. This was on Friday night. Do all this other stuff and keep her updated. What was it? 400 milligrams of ibuprofen every 4 hours to keep the swelling down. So not overdoing it, which for me, I would just always take a bunch, but I respected what she was asking and did that, and then went out to go get the stuff. We just left my RV there, left my, partially hooked up to the trailer, left everything there, and grabbed the dogs, and Jeanette took me to Walgreens to get stuff for my foot. So I need something to put, to wear around, so I'm not walking barefooted with this, groovy ass cut. I don't know how long I'm going to be out. We get all the supplies that my mom told me to get, and then fortunately Jeanette was super awesome, best ex-girlfriend award, period. She's super awesome how helpful she was, and then literally just basically took care of me for the weekend, helping me with my foot, cleaning it for me, really getting in there. We make this joke kind of about religion, because in religion, cleaning somebody's foot is cleaning their feet's a really big deal, and here she is cleaning my pulpy little toe. And I just remember the first time we cleaned it, I hadn't cried. Not everybody cries, but I hadn't cried or anything. And the pain hadn't really got to me. It definitely hurt, but it wasn't the pain that you would expect for a chunk that it was missing. I didn't know how bad this is going to be. Didn't know how much this is going to cost. I didn't know if I was going to lose my toe or lose my foot, or how long I was going to be out of commission. And I remember with my foot in that iodine bath, and just how much it was stinging, and it's stinging like a mother. Poor Jeanette was there, and we set my alarm clock for 15 minutes or whatever, and I had a video pulled up, and while I was watching the video, I was just crying. It was just tough, the thought that that you do and make all these crazy sacrifices to try and have the life that you want. So many people are scared to make that jump, to sell their house, and go outside of their comfort zone to really do something that makes a difference in their lives, and do something that they're passionate about. And literally, at the racetrack, everything's great, but outside the racetrack, it's tough, in an RV where you can't just be anywhere you want, and you're driving this thing around like it's your daily driver and stuff, and here I blew the fucking end of my toe off. So that first night when I soaked my toe, man, all I could think about was just how one careless mistake, just being in that constant rush that I've been in my life for the last 7 years in the oil field, how when I didn't need to be in a rush, when I didn't need to be in a hurry, when they teach you to use proper PPE, and they teach you to, to take all the right steps, and I know what I'm doing, and to make one mistake, could have changed everything. And really thankful to have people in my life like Jeanette, and like my mom, to be able to help me. We're 2 weeks out of this now, or probably 3 weeks, maybe close to, whatever it is. I've done 2 back-to-back weekends driving, and it fucking hurts when I drive, and it definitely did the first weekend, first week after it happened. And but ultimately, so lucky to have these people in my life, because it's hard to do it without them. You see Jamie and Nathan, you see that they reach out a lot for help, doing the kind of racing nomad life, and it's kind of easy to judge those people doing that kind of, because it's oh, you've got the best life, and how could this be fucked up, and how could you need this, or how could you need that? But even something as simple as a nice running shower, is worth the $12 it costs at a truck stop versus just showering in the RV. It's not easy. But those moments when you're at the track, fuck man, it's worth it. And that's when you realize everything is exactly the way you want it to be. Who cares what you're doing during the week? Take your time. You got nowhere to be. Who cares if you stop and pull over on the side of the damn road and make a sandwich, or if you're going to take your time, you know, putting your body kit on, or when you're gonna get around to putting tires on, like, don't. It's the hardest lesson so far, is that rushing makes mistakes. And I'm in a completely new environment. Just the other day, I smashed my thumb, you know, but I'm in this completely new environment, and I just can't. It's just a lot to adapt to, but it's amazing. I mean, it's tough. I get people all the time asking me, all right, tell me the truth. What's the RV like? How awesome is the RV life? And you want to tell them, dude, it's fucking badass, because it is most of the time, but it still has its struggles. You know, something's always happening. You're blowing a damn hole in your toe, you know, whatever. But so lucky that you need these people in your life to really try and do this, and I'm really thankful to have some of those people in my life that are willing to help in whatever ways they can. And it's the money is when it's gone, it's gone, and it's over. But like, to lose a toe, or to hurt yourself, or to get into a rush, you drive a truck off the damn road, or whatever the case is, man, it's just, that's the stuff that ends it. That's the stuff that makes it tough. And it's just nice to have people who you can, even if you don't know, that you can count on, and try and be that for those people around you, you know, that are brave enough to do something, even if it's not even related. Maybe they're buying a new restaurant. Maybe they decided they want to be a restaurant owner. You know, go and help them by patronizing their restaurant. I think that's amazing. I'm learning a lot. Like, this isn't necessarily a business that I'm running. It's not, but it's different. It's way outside of my comfort zone. So really thankful for the people that have been in my life, and thankful that even with a chunk of my toe missing, and at least I still got a little bit of a toenail. So, you know, when Nick stays in the RV with me and we're cuddling, I could still scratch him with my little scary toenail. But yeah, toe's healing up pretty good. My mom has been super awesome, sent me antibiotics. I've already got my shot, obviously. Got on that Monday after that. I helped work a couple of days at PPIR, and I got to stay there the night. So me and the dogs had air conditioning, since, you know, the generator is always fucking off. And but yeah, I mean, just really thankful that my carelessness only netted like a small hiccup in the system, and not one that's, you know, stopping me from what I'm doing, not one that's debilitating. So really thankful, really appreciative of it. And yeah, I'm gonna play a little outro with a little WRX, and after that, I'm gonna put a whole series of pictures of kind of how the toe progressed through the pictures and stuff that I sent my mom. So if you're extra squeamish, probably want to stop at the outro. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you guys aren't checking Instagram, like a lot of this stuff's already happened, we're running these big ass fender flares and stuff, and, you know, got exciting shit happening with the WRX. We're gonna do some stuff today on the on the BMW. That says don't fuck with me. That's what it was trying to tell us. I got some exciting stuff I'm gonna try and get knocked out. You guys should see a video coming up for that soon. I'm going this weekend with Scotty to High Plains, to Utah Motorsport Complex. I'm not driving anything, but I am trailering the Flat Irons trailer, because I know it's got good brakes, up to UMC, kind of as like a tester for the RV, to see, you know, what am I gonna be expecting when I'm going, you know, east or going west. So I think their trailer with his car in it weighs probably weighs about half what my trailer weighs empty. So it'll be a good initial stop, and I'm super excited. I've been talking about helping Scotty out and wanting to go and help him with the racetrack, and just be there to support him and help him with the racecraft. And I've driven that track before, and I'm really excited to be able to provide that, you know, and then kind of like a fun experience in the sense that we'll have the RV, we'll have air conditioning, we'll have the dogs, and Nick's going to be there, and Sarah Taylor, and a handful of other, and Mark Bear, a handful of other Rocky Mountain guys. So super excited, super jazzed, and yeah, subscribe. So let's cue the outro, and then those ugly ass pictures of my toe. much.